name's Elizabeth, but you can call me Liz. And in today's video, if my chair can stop moving, thank you. I'm just gonna be doing a rant. I want to say it's an anime rant, but it's not an anime rant, so it's more of a rant. So if you want to see what I'm ranting about, keep on watching. But first, let's get it.
I'ma do this shit until they murder me.
So I was like gonna do another video, but I realized I haven't done the research for that one, so I can't do that one. So that's gonna be next week's video. But like I said, this week's video is gonna be about a rant, cause like I've been thinking, I have like a lot of like what if questions, or like a lot of like unanswered questions that I want answers, but I'm like, but what if A happened? But what if B happened? So I have a lot of those questions, so we're gonna do rants about them. So I have two rants and it relates to this. Unintentionally, I did this because, you know, I usually film on Sundays. Today is a Saturday. But, you know, whatever. I felt like, you know, ranting today. So the first rant is going to be about how... So, like, I started, like, this whole YouTube channel failure, whatever you want to call it, like almost 2-3 years ago. So it was right before I said fuck it and left for Korea, because you know me. But it was right before that, and I had like a lot of like what if questions, or like okay, so like here's my theory, like what do you think, and like a lot of those type of questions. And it was around the time of the Boku no Hero Academia / My Hero Academia, where it was really starting to gain traction before it became like one of the new big three or whatever people say. But like before it started like that, like 2-3 years ago. And I was like, I had all these questions and all these like theories, and like, I don't know, they just kept rattling around my head. But like I had no one to talk to with. Like a lot of my friends weren't like anime people. And like my sister watches anime, but what she watches and what I watch are completely different. And like she has never, even to this day, has never gotten into Boku no Hero Academia solely for the purpose that she thinks that Deku is a crybaby. And I mean, Deku is a crybaby because he cries a lot, but like just because of that reason, she just never like, she was like, nope, this isn't for me. So like I was the only one watching, and then I was like, I have all these questions. So I decided to make that video, which is like what kickstarted this whole like me making videos type of thing. But yeah, so I had like that question, and I was like, my theories were floating around, and it was like about the is Dabi a Todoroki. So back in 2-3 years ago, I don't know what year that is, I'm bad with math, don't come at me, but like it was like, is Dabi a Todoroki? And there were all these like theories and like all this, and I like in that video I basically talked about how like all my spitballing ideas, and like I was like, okay, here's why Dabi can be a Todoroki, because like his like timeline matches and this and that, but this is also why Dabi can't be a Todoroki, and like all like, oh maybe it's just like a different character, and like he's just trolling with us and stuff like that. And I also talked about the traitor, and it turns out that Hirokoshi, the author, he like kind of like he said that he forgot about the traitor, and I was like, damn it. But my bet is still on the fucking like invisible girl. I forgot her name. I'm pretty sure her name is like Hagakure, something like that. But like I'm like, how the fuck, if you had the same exam that Deku did, how the fuck are you like doing this if you're invisible? That's your quirk, you're invisible. How are you like, even Mineta, like I just like, what? And Shinzuo, like, I'm a big Shinzuo fan, but like, you know, either way. So like because of that, and I was like, okay, so that was my video 2-3 years ago. And about somewhere around December, I want to say late last year or early this year, it was revealed in the Boku no Hero Academia / My Hero Academia fandom that it was confirmed in the manga that Dabi is a Todoroki. It has been confirmed. Dabi himself has confirmed it. This is no longer fanon, this is canon. And I was like, oh, like I started this whole thing because like of what if questions, and like here are my theories, and this is what I think, and this is what I think he's a Todoroki or he isn't a Todoroki. And it was like, wow. But yeah, Dabi is canonly in the manga. He himself says he is Toya, aka the Todoroki's oldest son, aka the one with the most trauma in my opinion. I think they all have trauma, but like Dabi had the most trauma and he couldn't handle it. Another theory. And everything, and I was like, wow. So it felt kind of like surreal because I was like, wow. Like, I always thought like he was just trolling us, like low-key. Like, eventually after a while we were like fanonly Dabi as a Todoroki, but like canonly it wasn't true. Now it is true, and I'm like, wow. Wow, I'm so excited because like right now, based on the anime, it's like going like, first of all, the Three Musketeers is coming out, so hey, oh, a new suit, oh, Bakugo's new suit. He looks like an angry kid. I live for it either way. But yeah, so that movie is coming out, but like it's like the anime versus the manga right now, where the manga is like completely like, it's slowly getting there, but it's not completely different, but it's a bit like of a more like, instead of a 180, it's more like a maybe 100 instead of a 180 completely. It's like 100. So like the anime is slowly catching up to the manga, but like in the manga it's fucking like insane because like what like I did not expect this. But yeah, but like it was like, whoa, Dabi is a Todoroki. I made a video 2 years ago being like, Dabi is a Todoroki, Dabi is a Todoroki, keep on watching, here are my theories. And he is. Like, we still don't know much from what I have read about his childhood, so we don't know if like the theories that he was in the same program that Hawks is in are true or not, or if he's just like was done with endeavor's terrible parenting and like terrible like training, that he was just like, nope, I'm just gonna, this is how I die and then I'm reborn and stuff like that. So we still don't know that, but like maybe in the future we'll probably know, most likely, if he isn't trolling with us. But yeah, so that's my first rant, right? Which leads into my second rant, because I was like, I saw this thing on, what was it, Pinterest, I think, that it was like, they were basically telling people to choose, right? And I'll tell you the same thing. So choose one. Whatever you choose will determine if you are a hero, a villain, or a vigilante. But mostly it will just determine if you are a hero or a villain. Now here's the thing that they were asking is, if there was a burning building, imagine like some big catastrophe is happening, like it can't be stopped, it will happen. So imagine like there's a burning building. There are two burning buildings. There are, I don't know, two places with bombs attached to there, like, I don't know, two cycles that are like on the rampage. No one can stop them. It's too late for them. Imagine two of those. Okay? Good? Now, imagine in one of them are 100 people. Just 100 people. You don't know them. They're from all ages, young, old, like middle age, like of all races. Like there are just 100 people in one building. And the other, there's only one person. Now this person can be either your spouse, your husband, your wife, your lover. They can be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, someone you truly, deeply care about. So like if you don't have a spouse, it can be your mother, your father, your fucking cat, for all I know. So like in this one building, there's only one. Versus in this other building, there is 100 random people. Now, there are no loopholes, there are no nothing. One of them, whoever you decide to save, the other will die. So if you decide to save the one, the 100 will die. If you decide to save the 100, the one will die. Which do you choose? Leave it down below in the comments. So now, let me tell you what kind of like blew my mind, because I was like, oh, that is so true. Oh my god, that is so true. Okay. If you choose 100 and you forsake the life of your loved one, your pet, your lover, your husband, your wife, your mother, your father, whoever is the most loved one in your life, and you choose to save the 100, you are a hero. Now, if you choose to save the one over the 100 nameless people that you don't know about, that could, I don't know, potentially be serial killers, like, I don't know you, like, I don't know your life, you could be, like, fucking serial killer for all I know, and you save the one, you are a villain. Now let me explain why you would be a hero and you would be a villain. You see, in most hero worlds, and this doesn't just pertain to the My Hero Academia or the Boku no Hero Academia fandom, or like the canon one, it just doesn't pertain to that one, but it pertains to most of the hero, including like Marvel, DC, any hero things. Of course, there are obviously exceptions but for the most part, the hero has to save the people. So I think the only one that was like a bit like wonky from what I can remember is like, I don't know if you have ever heard of the movie called, what was it? Megamind or something, where like the villain didn't want to be a villain anymore and he just quit. But like the hero was like, nah boo, or something like that. And it was like wonky because it twisted it what we thought of heroes and villains. A hero has no other choice but to save the 100 people over whatever loved one there is. We have seen this many, many, many times. I can recall like the many Batman movies. Like they were always like, oh, you know, he wants to save his mom, but like there's also these people, so he gets someone else to save his mom. And like Superman, I'm pretty sure it was the Batman versus Superman one. And Superman goes and saves the mom and like this and that. And it was like all this thing. But like, or even with All Might, he's like, I'm here to save you with a smile. Saves the people. A hero has no other choice than to save the 100 if he wants to stay a hero. Because that's the selfless act. That's what we expect of heroes. We expect them to risk their lives and their families and put themselves in dangers in order to save us, the 100 random people. Think of like heroes and villains and all this, kind of like celebrities. A celebrity literally has no other choice than to be happy all the time, to put on a smile, because if they don't, then they're like deemed like, oh, she's so rude, she's so A, B, C, or D, and all these negative traits. Same applies with heroes. Heroes have to save people if they want to keep in the people's good grace. If that makes sense. Now, a villain, they're villains. They're like, okay, whatever. Like, this is my loved one. I'm gonna protect them. Fuck the 100. And because they're villains, there's like, yep. The citizens are like,
Yep, we expected that. Like, ugh, of course they're a villain. Like, of course they're gonna save that.
now let me put you in a twist. What if the villain saves the 100? And what if the hero saves the 1? Of course, the people's perspective of the hero will immediately change, because it's kind of like this whole question. Again, I've seen a lot of like, I like existential questions. I don't know why. But like, it was like kind of like, if for that scenario, it was like if you were to kill your daughter or your son or whichever loved one you have, because they held the key to, let's say, cancer. And if by dying we could save hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of patients that are like currently ill or that could potentially be ill, what would you choose? Many people said that they would unfortunately like kill the child in order to save the many, many people and like the lives ahead. I'm one of those people that I'm like, but like we could find another way. Because I'm like, I don't know if I could kill my own child or like my sister or my parents just for other people who I don't know. Like I would feel bad, but like I don't know if I gotta do that. But because like a villain is a villain, but if they suddenly save the 100, then the people's perspective would be like, huh, maybe this person isn't as bad as we thought. I mean, they're so bad, but they decided to save the 100, so why are they save the 100? So like I feel like the citizens' response would be like a bit like wary, a bit anxious, a bit like, the fuck are you planning? However, if the hero decides to save the 1 and forfeit the 100, they would immediately fall from grace. Just because we as people, I feel like, are very selfish. So I feel like we would, I don't know, be like, excuse me, there were 100 people, children, grannies, like, ha! The answer should be obvious. I feel like, yeah, the hero would definitely fall from grace. Now, after that little spiel, what would you be? A hero, a villain, or a vigilante? And why? Leave it down below in the comments. I feel like for me personally, I definitely be a vigilante just because I feel like I couldn't deal with all the hero nonsense. Like, oh my god, I could not deal with that. Imagine having to like always put yourself at risk. I'm okay with that, but like doing that every single day, having to please the public, having to do A, B, C, and D, and like if that situation ever arrives, like you would hope that you would have some hero friends that they would go save the one without the public knowing, of course. But like, oh, it'd be so annoying. Like, it'd be so annoying. Like, I think. I feel like for a villain, I feel like again I'd be slightly annoying just cause like I'm like I could be doing normal things and it'd be like the citizens would
Be like, oh no, she's plotting world domination.
or something like that. But I feel like a vigilante is like a good in between those two. And I'm not talking about like Spider-Man slash Superman. I'm talking more like, what's a good vigilante? I feel like the only vigilante that's popular in theory is like Peter Pan, no, Robin Hood. I feel like that's the one that's like, ooh, the vigilante. He takes from the rich and gives to the poor type of thing. But I feel like a vigilante would be fun because you would still be like living your normal life, but then like you would be able to either help the heroes or the villains and it would be your choice. So if like a situation came up where you were like, man, I don't feel like saving them because like they're like, I don't know, rapists or something. So you'd be like, nah, a hero would have to save them because they're still human at the end. But if you would like another situation, you would be able to help them. So I feel like vigilantes have more choices than either hero or villain. But yeah, that was like the thing that was like clogging my mind this week, or like up until this week, because I was like, really, in theory, heroes really have no choice. They always have to please the public, whether they want to or not. And like, the public's opinion would probably change of you like so fast if you were a hero. Same with if you were a villain. On the same little thread that I found, they were like, okay, why villain? Why sexy? Why villain? Why same trauma as me, boo? And I was like, oh no, why same trauma as me? Which made me think like, why do we sometimes root for like the villains much more than we do the heroes? Like, I feel like one of those would be like Loki, I feel, or Davi. Loki and Davi are like two villains that are like, Loki turned good at the end, but like Davi ain't turning good anytime soon, I think. But those two I feel like are the most popular. Like, it's either Todoroki or Davi. You're either Team Davi or Team Todoroki. I'm both, but like, oh no, I'm more Team Davi. Yeah, probably. But like, if it's like one of those like things, it's like, why do we like Davi and Todoroki so much? Like, why? They're like fucking serial killers. Why are we liking serial killers? Why do I like Dazai so much? He is like what's part of the mafia, invented like the whole thing. What? Makes no sense. So if you know, please leave it down below in the comments. Like, why do we like, or is it because like we want to fix a broken? We want to be like, oh no, I'm the one that can change you, boo, not her, but me. Ugh. All these existential questions. I feel like I want to make more of these, like, because I feel like these videos are so chill and it gives me more of a like breather, because I can like stop like little up in my head. It's like a little marble ball just going around. But yes, I have a lot of existential questions. You're gonna see more of these rants. Some of them will be about anime. Probably a lot of them will not, because I have a lot of existential questions that I want people to answer. But please, as always, please, please, please be a decent human being and don't go bashing other people's responses. Like, it's okay. Like, I encourage your opinion to be different than mine, because I want to, when I say I want to learn how other people think, it sounds creepy, doesn't it? But like, I want to know how other people think, and like, if you were to be in that same situation, which I hope you are never, ever in that situation where you had to choose the 1 versus 100, what would you do? Like, you can't, like, for that question I saw that was on the internet, it was like on Pinterest, I think, it said that there was no loopholes. You couldn't like be like, oh no, I'm just gonna, you know, quickly save one, save the 100, secretly save the one, save the 100. It was like one of those like A or B. You have no other choice. You have no C, G, or Z. So yeah. Please be decent human beings down in the comments down below. Don't be a fucker. Yeah. So that's my question. Would you be a hero, a villain, or a vigilante? I'd be a vigilante personally because like I feel like it's so much fun because you get more choices than either hero or villain. I feel like hero work would be so annoying and so stressful because like you would always have, it's kind of like being a celebrity. I feel like it'd be so stressful because you always have to keep a certain image intact, and if you don't, then everyone's like,
oh no, she was fake from the start.
and I feel like with villains it's a very like slippery slope because it's like maybe you didn't do that bad of a crime, maybe you did, like yeah. I'd be a vigilante. So would you be a hero, a villain, or vigilante? That's your question. And what do you choose? The one loved one, and again it can be like your sibling, your spouse, your partner, your cat, someone you truly love, or the 100 nameless people. I feel like I would definitely choose the one, just because I'm like I have to justify myself, just because like they're my loved one. First of all, second of all, like I don't know if like the 100 people over there could be potential murderers, like evil people. Maybe they're all villains, just like I don't know, waiting to ambush me. Uh, but yeah. I'll probably be doing more of these videos. I want to do shorter videos, but like honestly, I do a lot of long videos like this one, so good. If you have any more video ideas, please let me know down below. If you want to see something or watch me do something, leave it down below. Please leave it appropriate, semi-appropriate. Comment, like, subscribe to my channel for more random shit, because that's what I'm here for, folks. And yeah, bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.